Hey there, so today we are going to see that what is the behavior of functions in Python when a mutable object is passed as a default parameter. So here if I define a function, say default parameter, and the first argument would be the integer I would like to add to the mutable object, which would be passed as a default parameter. And here next I would add the list, which is mutable object, and the default parameter would be an empty object of that mutable data type. So here it is. And next what I would do is directly append the object a, which we passed as a first argument, and return the list L. So what you would think happen here is, if I call this function with the parameter say 3, you would say that the output would be something like a list with a single object, uh, 3. And you are right, but if I again call this function with another parameter, say 2, then what you would say is the output would be the same, right? The list would contain 2 instead of 3, like the previous call. But if I run this function again, you would see that 3 is also there and 2 is also there from our current call. So why is that happening? So every time the function is called, this function is not creating a new instance of this list. What it is doing is it's just creating a common list and appending items to that list. So to overcome this problem, what we can do is, I would just comment this code out for the time being. What we can do is define another function with the same name, and the first parameter would be obviously the object we would want to add to our mutable object. And instead of passing a mutable object to the function parameter as a default argument, we would say none, and we would check every time if the L, which is passed as a second parameter, is none. Then only we will assign a new list to L, and then append A to that list and return L. So what would happen is, like, if I call this function with the parameter 3, and then call this same function with parameter 2, then every time a new instance would be created. So if I just run this function, you can see that 3 appears in its own list and 2 appears in its own list. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you.